Islam. Today is May the 10th, 2019. It is a holy night, Friday.
Why
I
is
am. Hmm?
why is it really
Why is it a holy night? It's the day that man was formed in flesh.
It's Friday. It's the holy night for all Muslims?
All Muslims all around the world.
All yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
I am reminded to bro Great Bay, a Hebrew Muslim, my nationality is Moorish American. It's my mother here, listening on
Say Islam doing by the way.
Islam Dwayne by Fort Bay and any other watchers,
No, not any other watchers, more
Moors, foreign
or
watchers.
whatever. Or try.
It's on the internet.
Just try to do this jurisdiction. Okay. Jurisdiction.
Anyways, alright.
Allah.
First I'm going to read chapter 36 of the Circle 7 Quran. Holy instructions from the Prophet, know thyself. Weak and ignorant as thou art, O
Okay, what
man.
is this? What is this book?
Circle 7 Quran.
That is one of our Moorish state papers.
Oh, Moorish State Papers. One of our Moorish State Papers.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Weak and ignorant as thou art, O man, humble as thou oughtest to be, O child of dust, wouldst thou raise thy thoughts to infinite wisdom? Wouldst thou see omnipotence displayed before thee? Contemplate thy frame. Fearfully and wonderfully art thou made. Praise therefore thy Creator with awe, and rejoice before him with reverence. Wherefore of all creatures art thou only erect, but that thou shouldest behold his works. Wherefore art thou to behold, but that thou mayest admire them? Wherefore to admire, but that thou mayest adore there in thy Creator? Wherefore in consciousness repose on thee alone, and whence is it derived to thee? It is not in flesh to think, it is not in bones to reason. The lion knoweth not that worms shall eat him. The ox perceiveth not that he is fed for slaughter. Something is added to thee, unlike to what thou seest. Something informs thy clay, higher than all is the object of thy senses. Behold, what is it? The body remaineth perfect after it is fled, therefore it is no part of it. It is immaterial, therefore it is eternal. It is free to act, therefore is accountable for its actions. Knoweth the ass the use of food, because his teeth mow down the herbage? Or standeth the crocodile erect, although his backbone is as straight as thine? Allah formed thee as he formed these. After them all wert thou created. Superiority and command were given thee over all, and of his own breath did he communicate to thee the principle of knowledge. Know thyself, and the pride of his creation, the line uniting divinity and matter. Behold the part of Allah himself within thee. Remember thine own dignity, nor dare descend to evil or to meanness. Who planted terror in the tail of the serpent? Who clothed the neck of the horse with thunder? Even he who hath instructed thee to crush the one under thy feet, and to tame the other to thy purpose. Alright, next I'll be reading chapter 37, Holy Instructions from the Prophet, the Breath of Heaven. Want not thy body, because it was first formed, nor of thy brain, because therein thy soul resideth. Is not the master of the house more honorable than its walls? The ground must be prepared before corn may be planted. The potter must build his furnace before he can make his porcelain. As the breath of heaven saith unto the waters of the deep, this way shall thy billows roll, and no other. Thus high, and no higher, shall they raise their fury. So let thy spirit, O man, actuate and direct thy flesh, so that it represses wilderness. The body is as the globe of the earth. thy bones, the pillars that sustain it, on its basis. As the ocean giveth rise to springs, whose waters return gain into its bosom through the rivers. So runneth thy life from thy outwards, and so runneth it into its place again. Do not both retain their course forever? Behold, the same Allah ordained them. Is not thy nose the channel to perfumes, thy mouth the path to delicacies? Are not thine eyes the sentinels that watch for thee? Yet how often are they unable to distinguish truth from error? Keep thy soul in moderation. Teach thy spirit to be attentive to its good. So shall these, its ministers, be always to thee conveyances of truth. Thy hand, is it not a miracle? Is there in the creation aught like unto it? Wherefore was it given thee, but that thou mightest stretch it out to the assistance of thy brother? Why of all things living art thou alone made capable of blushing? The world shall read thy shame upon thy face, therefore do nothing shameful. Fear and dismay, which robs thy countenance of its ruddy splendor, avoid guilt, and thou shalt know that fear is beneath thee, that dismay is unmaidenly. Wherefore to thee alone speak shadows in the vision of the pillow, reverence them. For know that dreams are from on high. Thou man alone canst speak. Wonder at thy glorious prerogative, and pay to him who gave it to thee a rational and welcome praise. Teaching thy children wisdom, instructing the offspring of thy loins in piety. And lastly, I'll be reading from the Surah 7 Quran, chapter 38, Holy Instructions from the Prophet, the soul of a man, or the soul of man.
That's a long one.
The blessing, O man, of thy external part is health, vigor, and proportion. The greatest of these is health. What health is to the body, even that is honesty to the soul. That thou hast a soul is of all knowledge, the most certain of all truths, the most plain unto thee. Be meek, be grateful for it. Seek not to know it perfectly, it is inscrutable. Thinking, understanding, reasoning, willing, call not these the soul. They are its actions, but they are not its essence. Raise it not too high, that thou be not despised. Be not thou like unto those who fall by climbing, neither debase it to the sense of brutes, nor be thou like to the horse and the mule, in whom there is no understanding. Search it by its faculties, know it by its virtues. They are more in number than the hairs of thy head. The stars of heaven are not to be counted with them. Think not, with Arabia, that one soul is parted among all men. Neither believe thou, with the sons of Egypt, that every man hath many. Know that as thou art, so also thy soul is one. Doth not the sun harden the clay? Doth it not also soften the wax? As it is one sun that worketh both, even so it is one soul, will of contraries. As the moon retaineth her nature, though darkness spread itself before her face as a curtain, so the soul remaineth perfect, even in the bosom of a fool. She is immortal, she is unchangeable, she is alike in all. Health calleth her forth to show her loveliness, and application anointeth her with the oil of wisdom. Although she shall live after thee, think not she was born before thee. She was created with thy flesh, and formed with thy brain. Justice could not give her to thee exalted by virtues, nor mercy deliver her to thee deformed by vices. These must be thine, and thou must answer for them. Suppose not death can shield thee from examination. Think not corruption can hide thee from injury. He who formed thee of thou knowest not what. Can he not raise thee from thou knowest not what again? Perceiveth not the cock the hour of midnight? Exalteth he not his voice to tell thee it is morning? Knoweth not the dog the footsteps of his master? Flieth not the wounded goat unto the herb that healeth him? Yet when these die, their spirit returneth to dust. Thine alone surviveth. Envy not to these their senses, because quicker than thine own. Learn that the advantage lieth not in possessing good things, but in knowing to use them. Hadst thou the ear of the stag, or were thine eyes as strong and piercing as the eagle's, didst thou equal the hound in smell, or could the ape resign to thee his taste, or could the tortoise her feeling? Yet without reason, what would they avail thee? Perish not all of these like their kindred? Hath any of them the gift of speech? Can any say unto thee, therefore did I do? The lips of the wise are as the doors of a cabinet. No sooner are they opened, but treasures are poured out before thee. Like unto trees of gold, arranged in beds of silver, are wise sentences uttered in due season. Canst thou think too greatly of thy soul, or can too much be said in its praise? It is the image of him who gave it. Remember thou its dignity forever. Forget not how great a talent is committed to thy charge. Whatsoever may do good may also do harm. Beware that thou direct its course to virtue. Think not that thou canst lose her in a crowd. Suppose not that thou canst bury her in thy closet. Action is her delight, and she will not be withheld from it. Her motion is perpetual, her attempts are universal, her agility is not to be suppressed. Is it at the uttermost part of the earth? She will have it. Is it beyond the regions of the stars? Yet will her eye discover it. Inquiry is her delight. As one who traverses the burning sands in search of water, so is the soul that thirsteth after knowledge. Guard her, for she is rash. Restrain her, for she is irregular. Correct her, for she is outrageous. More supple is she than water, more flexible than wax, more yielding than air. Is there aught that can bind her? As a sword in the hand of a madman, even so is the soul to him who wanteth discretion. The end of her search is truth. Her means to discover it are reason and experience. For are not these weak, uncertain, and fallacious? How then shall she attain unto it? General opinion is no proof of truth, for the generality of men are ignorant. Perception of thyself, and knowledge of him who created thee, the sense of worship thou owest unto him, are not these plain before thy face? And behold, what is there more that men needeth to know? Islam. That was chapter 38, the Holy Instructions from a Prophet, the Soul of Man. Next I'll be continuing where I left off in the